On today's video, I'm going to be taking you on a driving tour of the brand new community Ramble by Hillwood that just started breaking ground in Celina, Texas. We're going to be going over everything you need to know before buying here. The HOA dues, the tax rate, the real pros and cons of living in the neighborhood, and what it's like to be in a Hillwood master plan community. I also talk about the builders in Ramble, the starting prices, the different lot sizes and home options, what inventory looks like right now, what amenities are planned for the community, what's around the area, commute times, and how Ramble compares to other neighborhoods in Celina, so you can decide if this is the right fit for you and your family. So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video today. You join me over here in the neighborhood Ramble. This is a new construction community by Hillwood Communities, the developer that's also built out places like Pecan Square and Liberty over in Melissa. This is gonna be a great neighborhood in the future. They just started breaking ground. I've been waiting over this past month for them to get done with the road so I can drive in through here. So you'll notice on this video, there's not gonna be any homes built right now. They've actually started working on, looks like some of the model homes are about to pour foundation or they just poured foundation. So that's kind of where they're at right now. So I would expect probably within the next 3 to 4 months, you'll actually start seeing elevations, homes in here. Some of these builders are actively releasing lots. We'll talk about that here in a second, but we'll go over all the details with this new community. So if you are someone that is just starting your home search or you've been kind of waiting to see what this Ramble community is about, hopefully today's video will kind of give you some background. I don't have all the information in the world right now. There's still some details that I just don't have because I'm waiting on some other things to get released within this neighborhood because we're right at the very beginning. So what I plan on doing is making this short video for you guys, and then probably in 6 months from now or 8 months from now, towards the end of this year, getting back into this neighborhood once there's actually houses up and we get a better feel for the community. But for right now, this is going to give you a pretty good idea on what to expect at the neighborhood Ramble. So where this neighborhood is located is within Conn County. It is right off of Preston Road, which is very convenient, and it's going to stretch all the way out towards Custer Road. So this is going to be a pretty big community when it's all said and done. If you know Celina, you already know Preston is one of those roads where everything is changing every 6 months. One day it's fields, and then the next day it's a brand new grocery store with 900 cars trying to turn left into it. So being close to Preston Road is either a huge convenience or your personal villain, depending on the time of day and where the construction is happening. With Preston Road right now, there's some areas that are expanding. Sometimes it gets down to one lane, so that is going to be a little bit of a headache just dealing with the growing pains being this further north into Celina. And the neighborhood's website, if you do want more information and kind of following updates on their post, it's ramblebyhillwood.com, so you can get more information there. The big picture community overview for Ramble is pretty clear. This is a nature-forward community, and it's being marketed as a place that's literally built in a park. Ramble is planned for little over 1,300 acres, and within this master plan, there's going to be 220 acres of public parks and green space, about 30 miles of interconnected trails and paths, and a major amenity setup connected to an 11-acre lake. So if you're the kind of person who likes going outside, walking, biking, jogging, or if you're just trying to move your body because your Apple Watch keeps roasting you, Ramble is probably going to be a good fit for you. And if you don't like walking, don't worry, you can still live here. You'll just be surrounded by people who own matching water bottles and saying things like, let's do a trail day. And for how many homes are getting built within here, there's going to be around 4,000 homes total. Within this opening phase that's going on right now, it's going to be about 700 homes. And this is going to be one of those communities where as it fills in, you'll start seeing the full lifestyle come online, trails, amenities, retail, schools. The whole thing is planned for this neighborhood, but also means, yes, you're gonna be dealing with construction for a while within here if you are buying at the beginning phases. And for the school zoning in here, it is gonna be zoned for Celina ISD. Now online, when you look at the builders' websites, some of them have mixed elementary schools. Like one builder had Martin Elementary, another builder had Bothwell Elementary. You got Moore Middle School and Celina High School. And they are also talking about future on-site schools planned within here, which is a big deal long-term because once schools go in, the community tends to feel more established and demand with that usually follows. But as always, as I say in majority of my videos, school zoning can change. So if schools are a deal breaker, just verify with Celina ISD and the builder at the time you're writing the contract. Ramble is not advertised as a gated community. This is a connected community, trail-based, park-based, open flow. So you're not just buying a guard gate lifestyle here, you're buying a community feel that you can actually move around in and live within with retail, shopping, restaurants, all planned on kind of the outskirts of the neighborhood. Ramble is being delivered in different collections and lot sizes vary by builder. Right now, getting marketed out there, American Legend is doing 40 and 60 foot lots. Highland Homes is doing 50 foot lots. Drees Custom Homes is doing 74 foot lots. Coventry is doing 40 foot lots. And Perry Homes is doing 50 and 60 foot lots. Now, I do think some of the builders in here are going to be doing bigger lots. For example, like Highland Homes is just having 50 foot lots on their websites, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be planning on doing 74 foot lots and bigger lots as well. So I think some of the builders right now don't have all the variety for their size lots. This is kind of where they're starting, but I'm pretty sure Highland's going to be offering a little bit bigger, and I think Coventry as well. But that's kind of what's getting marketed out right now. So whether you want more affordable entry point or you want a bigger lot with a bigger home, you've got options in here. And the nice thing about this community with multiple builders, it creates competition. You can compare value, floor plans, included features, upgrades, and you're not just boxed into one look. However, the downside of this is that because you have so many options, you might have one spouse fall in love with one builder's model home and then the other spouse fall in love with a totally different builder, and now you're negotiating like it's a hostage situation. For price ranges in here, you've got American Legend, 40 and 60 foot lots. Some plans, for example, there's a 1450, 1600 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, starting around $424,000. And then you get into bigger stuff on 60s, and you can see American Legend options pushing into the $700K, depending on plan and upgrades. Highland Homes, Ramble 50s, plans roughly 2,100 square feet to 3,200 square feet, 3 to 4 bed, 2 to 4.5 baths. Starting price is around $538,000. So this is definitely more of a move-up buyer category. Drees Custom Homes, 74 foot lot product. Prices range $714,000 up to $909,000, and size is roughly 2,700 square feet up to 4,200 square feet. Some examples, you got the Eastland 2 starting around $702,000, and there is the Sydney starting at $800,000. So I think Drees is more for a buyer who wants a bigger lot, more square footage, higher end feel. Coventry Homes shows that they're coming soon, but they are also marketing that their 40 foot lots are going to be starting in the 400s. Perry Homes, 50 foot lots are going to be starting around $561,000 for a 4-bed, 2,100 square feet. And 60 foot lots are going to be starting around $657,000 for a 4-bed, 2,600 square feet. Taxes, HOA, monthly cost in here. Ramble is located within City of Celina, Collin County, Celina ISD, which is going to put the tax rate a little bit above 2%. I do believe there's going to be an additional PID within here. That was like one of the things I wasn't sure what the costs are. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a PID in here. If there's not a PID in here or there's not a MUD, I would be completely surprised, but I couldn't find anything getting marketed online. That's one of the things I'm missing right now. So if anyone's got information on that, I have reached out to the builders. They just haven't gotten back to me when I was getting some information on this, but I do believe there's going to be a PID in here. But for example, your taxes besides the PID, if you had a house that was like $424,000 in here, with where the tax rate is at, you can expect that you're going to be around $700 to $800 per month on property taxes. However, you do potentially have a homestead exemption, so it could be lower than that because the homestead exemption will take about $100,000 off on that appraised value and what you're going to be charged at. HOA has been referenced around $1,400 per year, which is about $117 per month. But that could change on lot sizes. Once again, just another thing I wasn't completely sure on if the lot sizes are different HOAs, but right now it's kind of showing online marketing about $1,400 per year within here, which isn't like the craziest thing. There's some other neighborhoods that are close in amenities and size that are like $147 per month. So this one's a little bit cheaper, but that's going to be the range it's going to be around. So we'll get more details as this community gets built out. And that's another reason I want to come back out here in like 8 months from now, just to get the full update and get the real numbers. Because right now there's a little bit of speculation just because we're right at the beginning within here. For monthly payment examples, if you put 20% down and you're at a 6.1% interest rate, now I'm just taking like current interest rates out there. Keep in mind that if you're going with the builder and you're doing a quick move-in, they'll be offering like a 4.99, 2.99. If you're going with a build from scratch, you're probably going to be more up at a higher interest rate. They could come off like 1% at time of closing and maybe offer some incentives, but I'm just taking what the current 30-year mortgage is going to be. So just know it could be a little bit less depending on the interest rate or if you're doing a quick move in. But for example, if you're buying a house in here at the entry level price of $424,000, you're looking roughly at about $2,967 per month. If you're at the mid range for a home in here at $657,000, you could be looking at $4,530 per month. And then if you're in the upper range, $850,000 plus, you're going to be about $5,800 per month, $6,000 per month with the HOA principals, taxes, and interest. That's not also taking in homeowners insurance. So just know it could be around that number. It could be a little bit less, but that's a general idea on what the monthly payments are going to be for those prices with the taxes, HOA, principal, and interest by putting 20% down on about a 6.1% rate. And inside Ramble, the big identity within this neighborhood and what they're really pushing is trails with a purpose. So the trail system in here should be really great. It isn't just going to be sidewalks around houses. This is going to be a connected network of trails. There's going to be a major trailway spine, parks, lawns, picnic areas, and then the signature amenity zone is going to be around that 11-acre lake. And then they're going to have this place called the Turtle Club. And now I don't know who named it. I can respect it. Kind of sounds like a place where you're either getting fit or you're eating snacks by the pool pretending you're getting fit. So within the Turtle Club, it's going to have a clubhouse, fitness, pool, splash features, fire pits, event lawn. So for the lifestyle buyers, this is going to be a big plus. Amenities nearby outside the neighborhood. You're going to have the historic downtown Celina, less than 3 miles away. This means you're going to get events, restaurants, small town square vibe, and seasonal stuff they do out there. You're also not going to be a far drive from Frisco, McKinney corridors for major shopping, dining, and entertainment. So if you do want to get to the Stonebriar area, Legacy 121 type of stuff, you're about 25 minutes away from that right now without the tollway being built through Celina. So I would expect that by the end of 2026, the commute from this area, traveling down to Preston Road, that's going to be less than 5 minutes on a, at a good time. Then you're going to hop on the Collin County Outer Loop. That's going to connect you to the Dallas North Tollway. And then from that point, it's going to be less than a 10-minute drive to really get down into Frisco and those areas. Commute times out of here down to Dallas is going to be around 48 minutes. DFW Airport is going to be 45 to 50 minutes. Frisco, 20 minutes. Nearest hospital is going to be the Methodist Celina Medical Center, which is about 10 minutes away. Nearest grocery store, Brookshire's nearby, less than 10 minutes away. And then for the pros and cons of living in Ramble, pros in here, it's going to be a Hillwood master plan community with a long-term vision. So it's going to be pretty good just from seeing their other examples of neighborhoods. You're going to have big scale, 4,000 planned homes, full lifestyle build out potential, nature forward design, parks, wetlands, preserved land vibe, nearly 220 acres of green space planned, around 30 miles of trails. Trails are going to be connected with amenities instead of just existing as decoration. You get 11-acre lake, multiple reputable builders, give buyers real options. Entry pricing is going to be starting in the 400s. You've got larger lot options, future on-site schools planned, close to downtown Celina, great access to Preston Road, Frisco and McKinney, or a relatively short drive. There's room for commercial and retail long-term around the neighborhood. Strong long-term resale potential if the plan is fully delivered by Hillwood. And there's going to be lifestyle programming and tons of new construction variety for buyers. Cons of living in here, it's a multi-phase build-out, which means years of construction. Not all amenities are delivered on day one. Early phases can feel sparse until it matures. HOA rules can be strict under master plan communities. The property taxes around here in this North Texas area of Celina can hit pretty hard. Rapid Celina growth means traffic patterns will change. Downtown Dallas commute is still a commute from this area. DFW Airport is not a quick commute, but it is doable. Master plan may include mixed family or multifamily later on in the future. So I would definitely ask the builders if, hey, is this area potentially going to have multifamily around it? If you are buying a lot that backs up to a field, smaller 40-foot lots are going to feel very tight. And then potentially school boundaries can shift as you live in here. So that may just be one thing you're dealing with. Once again, it's another piece of growing pain. But to wrap it up, overall, Ramble is for buyers who want a master plan community feel, nature, parks, trails, lake lifestyle, multiple builder options, and they're okay with being early in something that's going to continue to grow into a major Celina destination. And if you want any help narrowing down your budget with the builder, with the different lot sizes in here, please send me a text or give me a call. Thank you guys for watching today's video on Ramble. Hopefully that helped kind of give you guys an idea on what to expect within here. I got all my information down below on how to contact me. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always.
Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that,